So in the last lecture we have derived that for a 3 pulse, for n equal to 3 pulse, the converter output was V naught is equal to 0.8383 Vn, right? And for 83 Vm, and for n equal to 6 phase, the converter output was V naught is equal to 0.955 Vm, right? So this was for alpha equal to 0, alpha equal to 0. Now I'll derive next formula, that is for alpha when when alpha is not equal to 0, then what will be our voltage, output voltage. So we have derived in the previous equation that Vm upon pi n sine pi by n. So this was our generalized formula for alpha equal to 0, right? Now if you check the output waveform for a DC supply, here is your, this much is your alpha, okay, because this much is your alpha and this is your gamma. So gamma comes when there is a source inductance, right? So you might have read about this in your power electronics. Source inductance, there is a delay part, so I'm not including right now. I won't use gamma. Before that I will use alpha only, okay? So what happens to our cycle now? V naught is equal to 1 upon 2 pi by n, okay? This is the time period. Integration pi by 2 minus pi by n, okay? And here pi by 2 plus pi by n. So this was the limit for our, for alpha equal to 0. Now I am adding one alpha here when alpha is not equal to 0. So I am adding alpha both side, upper limit and lower limit, and what we are going to integrate, sine theta d theta, right? So if you integrate, so you will get Vm upon 2 pi by n, and cos, this will be giving you minus cos theta, and you can put the limit from this from the lower limit. So because of the minus sign I am just simplifying my terms. So you will get cos cos pi by 2 minus pi by n plus alpha minus cos pi by 2 plus pi by n plus alpha. So this is the pi by n, okay? So this is the final term you will get after putting the limit and all. Now what I will do, I'll change something. So cos, I will put it like this, pi by 2 minus sign I will take it out, so I can write pi by n minus alpha. Here also cos pi by 2 plus sign I will take it out, so I can write pi by n plus alpha, okay? So if you take out this, you will get final value as Vm by 2 pi n, okay, and multiplied by cos pi by 2, this angle, cos pi by 2 minus this angle, so you will get sine pi by 2 pi by n minus alpha, and plus sine pi by n plus alpha. So this is the value which you get after simplification, okay? So next what you can do is that if you add these two terms, you will get Vm upon cos a plus b, cos a sin a plus b, sin a minus b plus sin a minus a plus b. You put the formula sin a minus b plus sin a plus b, okay? So put the values there. So you will get Vm upon 2 pi upon n. So once you put the values, you will get this formula Vm upon pi n sine pi by n cos alpha. Now if you check the similarities, if you check the similarities between this formula and your derived V naught, so I can write this part is the V naught part, okay, and there is one cos alpha addition. So DC component, if you derived V naught DC, that is your original V naught and cos alpha, right? So you just have to add one cos alpha to note the voltage. Okay, for a three-phase voltage, this is the part. Okay, so I hope this is one of the formula. Now next, in the next slide we will take our account of gamma, that is your source inductance. Okay, so if you don't know the effect of source inductance, better go through those things in the power electronics part. Okay, so it will be helpful for you how the gamma affects your it decreases the average voltage. Okay, so in the previous problem we have seen the effect of alpha, the firing angle, on our DC output voltage, okay, in the rectified side. Now there one more thing that affects our output voltage, that is your this voltage is your source inductance. So this source inductance, what it does, that it makes your circuit delays the current. That means when your VA is on, suppose VA is at the higher potential, and then the VB and then VC, right? This is the way VA, VB, VC. Now what happens to the current? Here VA will be there, then VB will be there, and then VC will be there, right? Now the current IA, IB and IC, but at this switching point, what happens? Your There is a sudden decrease in the current, but and switching the VA thyristor, that is your T1 is turned off and T3 is turned on, right? Phase. But because there is an instantaneous turn off and turn on, the current does not decay, and there may be a chance of protection, lack of mal operation, you can say. So what happens that due to the source inductance, there will be a delay in the current waveform. How the delay comes is that this during the period, this delay will be like this. It will be not instantaneous, it will be decaying like this. And similarly, there will be increase in the current VB, IB. Okay. So during this period, that is your overlapping period, in this period, your IA, the phase A thyristor is not off and phase B is turned on. So both the thyristor is on together. Okay. So this, because of the inductance, source inductance, the current get delays, and therefore the thyristor is on at both the instant. So due to this, the overall DC voltage get decreased because two of the source operates at this instant. So I can say that it 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 is the resultant, the phase A VA plus VB by 2 operates here. Okay, so output voltage decreases. Similarly, if you see the waveform here, so this is your alpha. Alpha has this, there is a delay in the firing angle, and when uh, it uh, it gets operated here at this instant, and when this instant, this is the gamma part, that is the gamma part, and then in this gamma part, thyristor 1 and thyristor 3 both are on. Okay, so how, if I want to derive the output voltage, so I can say that during the gamma part, during the gamma part, that EB, this is the EB voltage. I am taking at an EB voltage here. EB is activated. Phase B is on during the gamma part. This part, right? So, but both the thyristor is on. So EB plus EA upon 2. So this is the RMS. Actually, this has to be on when this is the most high potential phase, but because of the source inductance, EA is also on, so the average value of EB and EA must be there. So overall integration from alpha to alpha plus gamma, and I can put it like d theta. Okay, like this. So this is the period during your delta overlapping period, delta V gamma, I will put it. Okay, this is during this period. So this is the period of operation, only this area I am talking about. Okay, so what I can say, that if you put the values, integration alpha to alpha plus gamma, add these two, you will get EB minus EA by 2, right? Open the bracket, operate it, you will get this B gamma. Okay, now if you see the cycle, so this is your R by B side, right? So I am putting it as EA is equal to Vm sine omega t, like this. Sine theta I am putting it. Okay. Similarly, this is EB and this is EC. Okay, you can delay it. Now, what happened, that for EB minus EA, okay, so this will be your minus EB EA, and the resultant will be like this, right? So this is your EB minus EA, right? So this is the resultant part. This is the resultant current that is coming out during the overlapping cycle. So what I can say is that if you put the values here and magnitude, so this is the resultant, and that will be, if you put the values of Vm sine theta minus 120 degree, like that. Okay, so if you put the values everywhere, what you will get is that integration alpha to alpha plus gamma and EB minus theta, that will be your resultant voltage. So root 3 times Vm sine theta. Okay, and that is divided by 2. So this is the line to line voltage. Line to line voltage is Vb minus Va. Okay, that is the root 3 times. The magnitude part is root 3 times, and this is the line voltage. Okay, there will be some part in the angular form, but I am not taking that angular form. Okay, I am just concerned about my area. That is the magnitude which affects our DC voltage. That's why I'm not interested in this part, angle part. Okay. So what I can write? So I will write it like this. If you integrate, so you will get, just make me rub it. So what I will get, if you integrate it, so del V gamma is equal to root 3 times sin omega t, put the value cos omega t, so you'll get root 3 by 2 Vm cos of alpha minus cos of alpha plus gamma. Okay. Now this is for your one phase, this area. Okay, but there is a cycle for a whole 2 pi cycle. For a whole 2 pi cycle, if you check this, for a whole 2 pi cycle, if you check how many waveforms you will get, it depends on the number of pulses, right? So I can put like this. So I'm missing, if I want to have the average value, what I have to do, I have to put 1 upon 2 pi n. So this is the average value which you will get. So I'm missing here 1 upon 2 pi n. So if you put all the values 1 upon 2 pi n here, so the final value you will get n upon 2 pi. Okay. Now for a 3 phase 3 pulse supply, what you will get? For a 3 pulse you will get 3 root 3. If you put n equal to 3 for a 3 pulse supply, you can put 3 root 3 upon 4 pi Vm cos alpha minus cos alpha plus gamma. Okay, so this is the delta V, that is the overlapping cycle which you are overlapping period that you are getting, overlapping voltage that is going to be affect your VDC. Okay, now we'll check the overall voltage. So this which is affected due to the source inductance. Now one more thing is that we are actually interested in full bridge, 3-phase full bridge rectifier, full bridge. We are not interested in 3-phase half bridge. Why? Because for a full bridge, when T1 conducts, so there will be a positive supply of current goes from here and it goes to your supply. When T4 conducts, there will be a negative cycle, right? And when this current gets reflected here, you will get some magnitude increased and this type of currents in your secondary side, source current. Okay, source current will be like this, square shaped. But what happens if, so I'm changing the ink. So source current will be like this, positive negative. Okay, but when your 3-phase half bridge rectifier, you are getting just the topmost three SCR, okay, thyristors. Now the topmost 3 thyristors, for a positive half cycle of T1 you will get just positive half cycle of T1. Similarly positive current will be this is T3, shape will be like this, but you are not getting the negative part. Okay, so that means for a half bridge, your current cycle for of one phase, for a single phase it's like this, for whole 2 pi cycle, then again there will be a 2 pi cycle like this. So what happens, your transformer is not built for this type of waveform. Okay, that means this is your phase A current, it has only DC component. Here your phase A current for a full bridge, IA, plus IA minus IA. Similarly, plus IA minus IA, right? So your the transformer is built for this type of waveform, but it can't have this type of waveform. Okay, so that's why there are different types of harmonics generation in your transformer also. Okay, so that's why we prefer using three-phase full bridge rectifier than three-phase single half bridge rectifier. Okay, I hope it is quite clear. We'll do some numerical, and if you have any problem, you can check. You can put it in the Google Classroom doubts, and we'll do one doubt clearing classes also.